Tom Brady and Dak Prescott both put on shows combining for nearly 800 passing yards and 7 touchdowns. The Cowboys hung in all night and even led with under 2 minutes to go before Brady marched the Bucs down the field for a game-winning field goal to win 31-29. Now, Shannon, you said it'd be a blowout. So how much better were the Cowboys than you expected?
They were a little better than I thought they would be, Skip.
A little better?
They were a little better than I thought they would.
You said it'd be a blowout.
But here's the thing. The Bucs defense was worse than you thought also. No, don't do that. Considering what they did to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, considering what they did to Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field, if you thought that was the same defense that showed up last night, you're fooling yourself. So don't do that, Skip. The Cowboys are a little better. Did you think they were going to get 4 turnovers? You didn't mention anything about turnovers all week.
I told you the defense would be at least 50% better than it was last year, which is a lot better.
So you expected 4 turnovers?
They're getting contagious with that. They started doing it at the end of last year.
The game had... You got to turn. I mean, Rojo better be careful, or he gonna find himself on the street. Because it seems to me every time he gets to the ball game, he does that. Remember in the Giants game, Skip, he did that, and it was a couple of weeks before he got back into the ball game. He has a history of putting the ball, and that drives Tom Brady crazy. Mistakes drive them crazy. And Leonard Fournette came in the next series and right off his hand. And the only reason he didn't get benched because they had already benched Rojo. I don't think Bond was active, and they got Giovanni Bernard, so they couldn't bench everybody. So Bernard came in on the last drive, Skip. But give Dallas credit. D-Law did a great job of punching the ball out, and that seemed to have given them life because they went in and scored a touchdown. And on the very next possession, Tampa throws the ball. Leonard Fournette, he's got it lined up dead to right. The only guys out there is Diggs, and he has 2 offensive linemen. So Leonard Fournette might run for a while, but it caroms off his hand. Diggs is right there. Godwin is about to get the ball. They're about to get the ball to the 2-yard line. Going to punch it in, up by 9 with 2 minutes to go, and boom, fumble the ball. Give Dallas credit. I don't even count that second interception that he threw, Skip. I will always commend a quarterback if at the end of the half he attempts to throw the Hail Mary, Skip, and he gets picked. Because I've seen too many guys check it down.
Because you care about your stats.
Yeah.
Yes.
You worry about your QUR, your passer rating, interception. And Brady said, to hell with that. Let me give my guys a chance. So with that being said, Skip, the Cowboys wasted great opportunity because Dak threw the ball 58 times, 42 completions, for over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. He should have had no interception. CeeDee Lamb dropped the ball, and 4 turnovers, and you lose the game. That's what's driving them crazy. I don't know how much better we can play defensively when we take the ball away like we did. How much better can Dak play offensively? 400 yards. Really should have had no turnovers. Offensive line did a very good job. Because what they were doing, Skip, the Bucs were blitzing, and the Cowboys did a great job of picking it up, but guys were just wide open. And Dak was just dumping it to him, just playing pitch and catch. Todd Bowles in the second half said, nah, guys, let's just back up. Let's just play coverage. Let's try to make him fit the ball in the tight windows. But I'm going to give them credit, Skip. The Cowboys looked better than I thought they would offensively and defensively, special teams, Skip. You see, they ran one deep back in your territory, got it called back. Mickens took it back again. Zerline shanked 2, and he missed a PAT. Or who knows, you probably would have won this game. But at the end of the day, I said all that. You lost. You lost. 0-1. So right now you're at the bottom of the division. Somebody going to be in first place in that division, and it won't be the Cowboys after week 1.
17 games.
I'm talking about this game. We're talking about the 17.
Tell me when you are finished,
You take it away. You can take it away.
Thank you. Finally, here we go. I'm about to unleash on you, my friend. First of all, I will step back for 1 second and say, that was an all-time classic opening night in which we saw 2 quarterbacks match throw for great clutch late throw. Back and forth and back and forth. It was rich. It was complex. It was edge of seat until the final swing of the leg from Ryan Suckup. A walk-off field goal to win it for the GOAT. And it was such a classic that I will be the first to admit I barely slept last night. I don't know about you, but I need some Visine because I just couldn't go to sleep.
I slept well.
Did you?
Yeah, on my Tom Brady pillow.
Yeah. The quarterback you hate and the team you hate even more. And you lost both ways last night because, to me, my final takeaway from that game was both teams won the game.
No, they did.
You, my friend, are going to be in for a very long year, starting with my Cowboys and finishing with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Because my Cowboys announced to the NFL world last night, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with this year, not just in the East, but I think in the NFC. I predicted yesterday on this show that they would go 12-5 and run away with the East, and I think I might have undersold them. I think they might even be better than that. I saw nothing but great from my team. I loved everything I saw about my team because in the end, it is no shame on the road to lose to the defending champs because the GOAT did what the GOAT always does. He is simply the clutchest performer in the history of sports, even beyond Michael Jeffrey Jordan, because Tom has done it so much longer than Jordan was able to do it. And right before your very eyes, he worked his magic again. You cannot obviously give Thomas Edward Patrick Brady the ball with 124 left and hope to survive. And they did not survive. But again, there's no shame in that because if there were ever a moral victory, it was that one for my Cowboys. You know it and I know it because they outplayed the Buccaneers in their stadium.
No, I disagree with that.
Well, they just did. They beat them in every way, shape, and form except on the scoreboard because one team has the GOAT and one team has a Dak Prescott who is back. But he's just getting started. And I told you yesterday, we did, will he emerge as a top 5 quarterback? And I said, yes, he's going to emerge this year. He's going to stand up and live up to $75 million that Jerry Jones is paying him because this will be his year to take a deep breath and relax and seize control of this franchise. And I told you, he crumbled under the pressure to earn his deal from a Jerry Jones who did not want to pay him and admitted after he did pay him that he overpaid him.
Right.
And I think Jerry's having second thoughts about saying that after last night because I think Jerry witnessed his future. I think Jerry now has a chance to win a Super Bowl before Dak's contract is up because I saw a Super Bowl winning leader of a quarterback, a clutch playmaker of a quarterback last night. And I'm saying, what ankle surgery? He had 2 of them. He looked pretty nimble to me. Maybe not quite as quick not quite, but he was still moving around just fine. Mm-hmm. And I will remind you, he got pressured and hit 22 different times to Brady's 8 times, 22-8. Mm-hmm. And I think he stood up to that test pretty well, right? And I don't know what that mysterious lat injury was to his arm, but his arm looked pretty great to me last night.
Yeah, I saw something totally different. I saw a lot of screens. I saw a lot of short stuff. I mean, if you look at his numbers, look at it in its totality, 35 of his 42 completions traveled 10 yards or less.
Okay. So I saw a couple of touchdown passes that I thought were big-time throws to Amari.
Skip, like I said, go ahead. I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead, let you finish.
All right.
Let you finish.
So the point is that in the biggest picture, it comes down to Greg the Leg Zuerlein, who had off-season back surgery and didn't get to kick in the preseason because no Dallas Cowboy played in the preseason of any note. Mm-hmm. And he missed at least one field goal that was makeable, 31 yards, and he missed a 60-yarder that he usually makes like an extra point, and he did, speaking of extra points, miss an extra point. So I can do, if you had Greg the Leg in full swing with no back surgery residue, I'm saying that's 7 points that we left on the table last night, and what was the final score? Do I remember? Was it 31-29? Is that right?
Yep.
31-29. Let's see. 29 plus 7. Heck, let's do 29 plus 4. I'll just do 4 points that we left on the table. And I thought he had gone completely south. And then to his credit, he sucked it up and nailed a couple of key kicks later in the game, right? Mm-hmm. Including the one that might have stood up as the game winner, except there was 1:24 left on the clock.
But let me ask you this, Skip. Do you expect every team that the Cowboys play to turn the ball over 4 times and have 11 penalties? Now, that's very uncharacteristic. Now, we expect to see a little sloppy play, especially early on, because not a lot of the starters play, regardless of the team. Now, we know Dallas didn't play really any of their starters. Tampa played some of their starters. But in the first month, everybody's trying to get their footing. You see how everybody was sucking wind last night? People cramping, Skip?
Well, it's because it was 80% humidity. I wouldn't want to have to slog through that one.
But guess what? You've been practicing in that. But there's a difference between practicing and playing. I would agree. You get in football shape by doing what, Skip? Playing football, which means in the preseason. And you can't simulate that in practice.
And by the way, my team did win the time of possession battle, 34 minutes to 26 minutes. So that Tampa defense sucked it up last night. Well, that was a long, hard slog for them.
Skip, you get that. You hand the ball off, and they punch it out, and now Dallas has the ball. You come back the next possession.
Swing it to Fournette, and it's
right. It's right. So now all of a sudden, you're giving them some great opportunities.
Bam. Agreed.
And then you're getting ready to go in the end zone, and Chris Godwin fumbles the ball into the end zone, and you drive back down the field to get you a game, leading field goal.
Yep.
So now you're going to have those minutes. But Skip, think about if Chris Godwin doesn't fumble that ball, you're about to give up 38 points with 4 turnovers with 3 turnovers. And you're going to say, man, that's the same defense. You got 4 turnovers. And